Hello, humans and monsters and other creatures. Savage is here, coming back with part 2 of What If Deku Had Double. Now, where we last left off, Izuku have been taken back into the orphanage by the hand of none other than Eraserhead, aka Shota Aizawa, and after he talked a little bit with the caretaker of the orphanage, or the woman that taking care of the place, he told her that he want to adopt Izuku, which surprised her, but she told him that he will gonna have to wait for tomorrow. Eraser had told Izuku about his real name, Shota Aizawa, and told him that he will gonna be, of course, tomorrow here in the morning, and he told Izuku to make sure that he will not gonna run away. In the end, Izuku got to his room, slept for the rest of the night, and before we get right into it, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, tell me what you think about this part. Oh, wait. This is my outro. Anyways, let's just get right into the video. As Izuku right now just waking up in the morning, and right now it's of course 9 in the morning. Izuku's just stand up, eat his breakfast with the rest of the orphanage, and start waiting for Aizawa, as he's just sitting down on one of the benches inside the orphanage waiting for Aizawa when he will gonna come, thinking to himself, saying, I really can't believe it. Am I really gonna leave this place? No, I'm not. No, I'm sure I'm gonna. Is he really want to take me in? And he said that I will gonna be a great hero. He's lying to me, of course. Maybe I should just stop talking with myself, because this is just making me look weird. I'm not weird! As Izuku just decided to shut up and just to think inside his mind. As 1 hour goes by and Izuku's still waiting, another hour goes by and Izuku's still waiting, a third hour goes by and he's still waiting, as Izuku starts thinking to himself, saying, maybe he just doesn't want me. Why would anyone ever want me? He might just decide to leave me here. But before he managed to continue, someone just come through the door and said, alright, where was that little green-haired boy? As after that, Izuku looking and seeing Aizawa in front of him, as he said, you are here? Why did you come here? I didn't want to see you. As Eraser has said, oh, yeah, you're Quirk. Right. As Aizawa just activating his eraser, a Quirk inside his eyes to erase Izuku, as he said, sorry for keeping you waiting. I was just kinda sleepy, just running all the nights is hurting my body a lot. As Izuku said, I thought that you left me. As Aizawa, just seeing Izuku looking down and having some tears in his eyes, as he said, hey kid, I told you I'm gonna take you under my wings, right? Don't worry, I'm not gonna leave you. Alright, where is those papers? As after that he come closer into the woman, and the woman said, are you sure about this, mister? I mean, maybe you want him, but are you really sure about this? As Aizawa said, I already told you, I'm sure about this. And now I want to take him in, so, do you have a problem with that, miss? As after that the woman just said, no problem. I only need to know what's your work. As Aizawa said, alright, you can, my Quirk, my work is a hero. I'm the hero Eraserhead. As after that the woman said, wait, Eraserhead? Aren't you one of the Underground's heroes? As after that Izuku said, a hero? As Eraser has said, I mean, yeah, of course. Did you thought that I was just some sort of a random guy in the street that saved you on the last night? As Izuku said, well, you seem like a homeless guy. As, Eraser has said, well, this is not... Ouch, to be honest, this kinda hurts, but either way, let's go. As after that, Aizawa complete all the papers, and bada boom, bada beam, he done the thing, and he just took Izuku out. As after that, he start walking with him until finally coming into the house of his house. As he said, well, welcome to your new house, Izuku. As Izuku come in and just seeing the place, as Aizawa said, so what do you think? As Izuku said, it's beautiful. It's bigger than my mother old house. As after that, Eraser has said, so what do you want to become in the future? What? I want to be a hero. As after that, Eraser has said, well, if you really want to be a hero, how about you train with me? As Izuku said, training with you? Why would you Do you want to train me? No, you doesn't. You're just lying. Well, of course I want to train you. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I took you in. For your quirk, right? As Izuku said, yeah, but I really didn't know. My quirk is really kinda bad. It's the most, it's the best quirk in the whole world. You will never get better than it. As after that, Eraserhead said, well, I would gonna say that is one of the best quirks that I ever saw. Or at least I didn't saw it yet, but I really wonder, what can you possibly do? How about me and you go and train somewhere? Right now, as Izuku said, right now? As Eraserhead said, well, if you want. But if you want to take a rest and just to see the place, I would not blame you. I mean, this is your new house after all. As Izuku said, if alright, let's just go train. Hell no, I want to see my room. As Eraserhead said, alright, let's go. As after that, Eraserhead took Izuku into UA. As Izuku said, wait, isn't this UA? As Eraserhead said, yeah, what about it? As Izuku said, why are you taking me here? Well, to train, of course. I mean, why would I take you here? This is the only reason why I'm bringing you here. But if you want to get in the future, you maybe need to train more than just inside the walls of UA. As Izuku said, wait, what are you saying? As Eraserhead said, well, you see, I'm a pro here, but at the same time, in the future, I'm gonna teach in UA. And I have some, you can say, strings that attach to UA or something like that. I have some people that I know inside here. For example, Principal Nezu. As Izuku said, so you are able to come into UA in and out whenever you want? Are they going to kick me out of here? No, they will not gonna do that, of course. Well, yeah, they will not gonna kick you, of course. And also, I want to introduce you to someone. Who is your favorite hero? As Izuku said, my favorite hero? Well, it's All Might, as Eraserhead said. All Might? Well, I think I know a good ways to make you get along with me. As after that, Izuku said, what are you saying? I can't understand what you're saying. As Eraserhead said, just come in. As Eraser had just taken Izuku inside UA, and after that, he just got into the Principal Nezu office. As he said, Principal Nezu, are you here? As Principal Nezu said, oh, Aizawa, what is the problem? Do you have anything that you want to tell me? And sorry for my manners. Welcome. As after that, Eraser has said, no problem. I just want to introduce you to someone. Oh, really? Who's that person? I'm quite wondering, who could possibly be someone that you want to introduce to me? As Eraser has said, come on out, Izuku. As Izuku just coming out from behind the door, and after that, immediately Principal Nezu said, who's this little kid? Come here, little boy, don't worry, I'm not gonna bite. Maybe I am kinda looking like a rat or a bear, but, I mean, you gotta admit that I'm looking cute. As Izuku said, yeah, you're kinda cute. No, you're not! As Principal Nezu said, what? As Eraser has said, sorry, Principal Nezu, it's just his quirk. As after that, Izuku come in and stand by the side of Aizawa. As after that, Principal Nezu said, so, Aizawa, who's this little kid? As Aizawa just put his hand on Izuku's head and said, well, I adopted him. What? You adopted a child? As Eraser has said, yeah, I saw that he is really needed help and nobody wanted to take him in, so I decided to take him. Are you sure about this, Aizawa? As Aizawa said, I already made my choice, Principal Nezu, and also, this quirk is kinda interesting. I'm sure that you're gonna like him. As after that, Izuku said, hello, my name is Izuku, it's nice to meet you. No, it's not, I hate you. As after that, Principal Nezu said, what's the wrong with his voice? Why is he talking in, just in the opposite way of himself? As after that, Eraserhead said, well, I'm gonna explain everything. As after that, Eraserhead explained Izuku quirk and the side effect of him talking to himself quite in an opposite way. As after that, immediately Principal Nezu said, oh, so that's interesting. Well, if that's so, I think that I can keep a room for you to train in. As after that, Izuku said, oh, really? thank you. No thank you. As after that, Eraserhead said, you need to stop talking and we need to work on your little side effect. I will not be always be able to erase you every time that you are talking with yourself. As after that, Izuku said, alright, sorry, Mr. Aizawa. As Aizawa said, you doesn't have to call me Mr. As Izuku said, alright, Aizawa. As after that, Aizawa just taken Izuku into one of the training areas, or inside one of the rooms to train. As he said, alright, now show me what you can do. As Izuku said, what do you mean, what can I do? I mean, show me your quirk. Show me what can you do with it. As Izuku said, oh, well, I can do something like... As Izuku just looking left to right and see a ball on the ground. As he just touched it, and after that he made a copy of it. As after that Izuku said, I can do something like this. As he just throw the ball into Aizawa, and Aizawa just start feeling the ball. He feel it like a very real ball. It's bouncy, it's strong, and also is really usable. As after that he said, interesting. Is that all what you can do? A copy, just making a clone of unliving objects. As Izuku said, no, I can do something like this. As he just put his hand out, and a goo substance coming out of Izuku's hand, creating a clone of Aizawa. As Aizawa just looking at himself and said, wait, why am I standing here? Kid, what are you doing? As after that Aizawa said, interesting. Is this a clone? As after that Izuku said, yeah, I can copy everyone else, and also the clones of mine are able to use the quirks of the real body into its full potential. I mean, they are just able to use it like normal people, so that's why it's kind of a perfect copy. No, it's not. It's have lots of side effects. For example, they are very weak. As Aizawa said, very weak, you say, huh? As he just punched him in his face, and Aizawa said, look, I really doesn't want to punch you in your face, but if you are going to attack me, then I doesn't have any other choice other than just defeat you and put you into the ground. As Aizawa said, so does they have their own personality? Hey, I'm talking with you, don't talk with the little kid when I'm looking at you. As after that Izuku said, oh, you're the fake one, he's the real one, so don't worry, if you will gonna get hit, hurt, he will not gonna get hurt. As Aizawa said, so I am the fake? As Eraserhead said, you're saying that the clones doesn't know if they are fake or not? As Izuku said, yeah, and that might make a problem, like sometimes they might try to attack each other, so to know who's the real one, and it's really kind of a problem. Sometimes I was falling in that problem, and I was even wondering if I am the real one. As Aizawa said, what a weird side effect. It must be horrible, huh? As Izuku said, what? It must be horrible. Looking at yourself in the mirror, wondering if you are the real one, huh? Maybe someday you might never even know if you are the real one. Maybe you already killed the real one and you are just a copy. That's the thing that you are going through your mind, huh? As Izuku just looking down on Aizawa, just thinking to himself, saying, good thing that I took this kid in. He really need a lots of help. And for you, little clone. As Aizawa just punched him in the face, and after that Izuku said, well, I can, just delete him if you want. As Eraserhead said, you can do that. As Izuku just, touching the clone again, as he just turned into a pile of goo. As Aizawa said, interesting. Can you copy yourself? As Izuku immediately started tearing up and said, no, I'm not gonna copy myself, no, I'm not gonna do that. As he started crying, and after that, immediately he starts saying to himself, I need to do it, I just need to do it. No, I'm not gonna do it, I'm gonna kill you. As Eraserhead starts erasing Izuku, saying, hey kid, calm down. As Izuku started crying and said, I doesn't want to copy myself. I'm not gonna do it. I doesn't want anyone to get hurt. As after that Aizawa said, what are you saying? Calm down. Shh. Don't worry. Don't copy yourself, alright? Don't do it. As Izuku said, I just want to be the reason for anyone else's death. I doesn't want to hurt anyone. I'm just a monster. as Eraserhead said, "Alright, just calm down." As after that, someone knocking on the door and said, "Hey, is it a bad timing?" As after that, Izuku looking into the door as he see standing the tall figure of the #1 hero, All Might, with his big smiley trash bag face. As Izuku said, All Might? As after that, Eraserhead said, "All Might, you came finally?" As All Might said, "Well, Principal Nezu told me that you have a new child, so I said that I might come here and say hello. Hello, kid, what is your name?" As Izuku, or, All Might coming closer into Izuku and immediately just giving him his hand to shake it. As Izuku just looking into All Might and he's just speechless as his eyes start to, shine, and after that he said, You know All Might?" As Eraserhead said, "Well, yeah, I know him, of course. You can say that we are kind of friends or something like that." As Izuku said, "You're friends with All Might? My name is Izuku. Could I possibly take your autograph?" As All Might said, "Of course. Now, do you have a paper or a pencil? Because I really doesn't have even a pocket inside this outfit." As Izuku said, I doesn't really have one." As Aizawa said, "Here." As he just giving him a paper out of his, pockets. As Izuku said, "Why do you have papers?" As Aizawa said, "Well, I have them to just keep some informations from time to time. Like, for example, maps and other things like that. Like, simple informations." As Izuku said, "Alright." As immediately All Might said, "Alright, here is my autograph, kid." As Izuku said, thank you so much. You're really my favorite hero. I absolutely hate you." As All Might getting surprised and said, what?" As Izuku said, sorry, I'm not sorry, I hate you." As Eraserhead said, "Look, I'm gonna explain everything later." As immediately Izuku start talking with All Might, just All Might lifting Izuku up and things like that, and Aizawa just telling All Might about Izuku side effects and other things like that. And at some point, Izuku even made a clone of All Might after basically being able to touch him. And just like I said, Izuku, of course, twice Quirk giving him the ability to copy and make a clone of anyone that he touches. He need to touch someone to keep this information inside his head, and after that he will gonna be able to make a clone. At least that is twice. But for Izuku, the informations of the person will gonna always stay in his mind, so he will not gonna need some sort of extra things to make him remember how long this guy, how weight he is, or something like that. As after that, All Might said, "Well, young man, sorry, but I'll have to leave." As Izuku said, "Alright, Mr. All Might, see you around? And I doesn't want to see you ever again." As All Might said, "Well, I'm sure that you doesn't want to. Well, goodbye." As All Might just leave the room. As after that, Eraserhead said, "Well, I think this is enough for today. I already saw what you can possibly do and introduced you to Principal Nezu and All Might. Am I forgetting something, or..." As immediately he heard a sound saying, "Yo, Eraserhead! You didn't tell me that you adopted a child! Hey, Aizawa!" As immediately Aizawa said to himself, "Oh, yeah, him. I completely forgot about him." As immediately President Mike coming closer into Aizawa and said, "A green-haired boy? I never thought that you were gonna adopt someone. Hey, kid." As after that, of course, President Mike coming down on his knees and, just holding his hand to shake Izuku's hand. As Izuku come closer to him after Aizawa told him that is okay. He shake the hand of President Mike and said, "Well, my name is President Mike. What is your name?" As Izuku said, Izuku Midoriya." As President Mike said, "Midoriya? Well, you are, Aizawa has adopted you, so your name is kinda Shota." No, not Shota. What am I saying? Sorry, I just used to, so used to Aizawa. Your name from now on is supposed to be Izuku Aizawa, right?" As Izuku said, "Well, I really doesn't know." As after that, President Mike said, "Well, don't worry, kid. My name is President Mike, like I already told you, and I am Aizawa's best friend." As after that, immediately Aizawa said, "You're not my best friend." As immediately President Mike said, "Oh, come on, stop talking like this. You and me were such a great friends in this school, specifically." As of course Aizawa said, "Well, to be honest with you, you're kinda the one that pushed me into your little friendship zone or something like that." As after that, President Mike said, "Well, You know who else is your friend? As after that, Eraserhead said, don't tell me that she is also here. As immediately, someone else coming into the place and said, hey boys, Aizawa, how did you adopt a child without telling me? As after that, of course, Midnight coming through the door and said, oh, look at him, he's so cute. I want to, bite him. As after that, Izuku hiding behind Aizawa like and said, why does she want to bite me? As after that, Eraserhead said, stop this, Midnight, you're scaring the child. As she immediately said, oh, I'm scaring him? Did Aizawa become a father figure about 2 minutes right now? Are you starting to get, used to this child, Aizawa? Or do you have something else in your mind? As Aizawa said, look, I'm right now very tired and I have a mission tonight, so me and Izuku need to leave right now. Maybe later we can talk, but for now we need to go. As immediately Midnight said, oh, what are you going to do? Are you going to get him into his bed and start reading him some stories? As Aizawa said, maybe. As immediately President Mike said, alright. See you around, Aizawa. And you, kid, maybe me and you can, go somewhere later, and after that I'm gonna make you hear some of my music. As after that, Izuku said, well, I would really love to. I will absolutely hate that. As after that, President Mike said, what? As Eraserhead said, how many times should I explain this to everyone? I'm gonna explain everything later, but for now, come on, Midoriya, let's go. As Izuku said, alright. Goodbye, Mr. President Mike and Mrs. Midnight. As after that, Midnight just said, goodbye, little child, as they just leave the place. And President Mike said, I never thought that Aizawa will gonna adopt anyone. As, of course, Midnight said, yeah, but did you saw the look on that little kid's face? He seemed quite scared. Scared? What do you mean scared? I doesn't know. He just seemed like he kinda scared. I doesn't know why, but he just seemed that he scared. As after that, President Mike said, I really not understanding what you are trying to say, but, well, either way, I hope that this kid will gonna become a great hero, and I hope that Aizawa will gonna go easy on him. I'm sure that he will gonna beat his ass into the ground when he gonna grow up. As after that, Midnight said, alright, I'm gonna leave this place. As immediately she leave, and of course President Mike said, so, should we make some sort of a surprise cake party to the little kid or something like that, or should we just leave him with Aizawa for now? As they both just leave the room. As while that happening, Izuku and Aizawa finally come back into the house, and Aizawa said, well, I think I should prepare for you some dinner, and after that, you should go to sleep because I have some work tonight. As Izuku said, so you only go in the night? You are a night hero? Some sort of a stealth hero? As Eraserhead said, yeah, I'm a stealth hero. I am more of an underground one. Nobody really know a lot about me, which is for the best. As after that, Aizawa said, so you doesn't have to worry about me, worry about not being able to see me from time to time. You will always be able to see me because I will be always here in the morning. Sometimes I will be in UA, but most of the time I'll be close to you, only in the night time, in the middle of the night. So, alright, as after that, Eraserhead just make a dinner for Izuku eating it, and after that he just take him into his room. Izuku seeing the room, and after that Aizawa said, good night, Izuku. As Izuku said, good night, Mr. Aizawa. As after that, immediately Aizawa just turned off the light and Izuku sleep. As that is how Izuku and, of course, Aizawa met. In the next couple of years, Izuku was basically training with Aizawa like any normal day. Aizawa started training him about using his double quirk, making him, touch more of the heroes in the UA and even other kind of heroes outside of UA, to make Izuku able to kind of use all their abilities at any time he wants, and also training him into hand-to-hand combat, because he know that no matter how much Izuku quirk is powerful, he will gonna have a powerful body to handle it. And Izuku was start getting used to Aizawa and even calling him dad. But until this day, Izuku actually never used any of his clones of himself. He never cloned himself, ever. Aizawa tried to see why Izuku is never cloning himself, but Izuku was always seeming to be scared to even remember what happened, and every time that he tried to, remember it, his body started to, what Aizawa thought about it is basically crumble and break into pieces and just trying to duplicate himself without his order. And right now, let's cut into one day with Izuku inside the house, and he just, working on his some of the homeworks that he have. As Aizawa finally come back into the house, and right now it's in the middle of the night. Aizawa said, "Midoriya, Izuku, are you here?" As Izuku said, "Oh, hey dad, welcome back. I prepared the dinner." As Aizawa said, you should not do that, As Izuku said, "Nah, I really doesn't have a problem with it. You are so tired, I'm sure of it." As Aizawa said, "Well, now why are you still awake into this late in the night?" As Izuku said, "Well, I was just waiting for you just to, just because I thought that it will be nicer of me to make you this, the dinner this time or something like that. I just thought it will be the best." As Aizawa said, you're trying to keep yourself from speaking rapidly, right? Trying to make yourself unable to speak in the opposite way. As Izuku said, so you noticed?" "No, you never noticed. I'm sure that you didn't notice it." As Aizawa said, "Well, it's a smart way of talking and trying to look like you doesn't speak in two voices or repeating yourself, but you're seeming kinda stupid. You're basically like, stop doing that. Don't talk like this, talk normally, or don't talk at all. I'm still unable to, basically figure out how to make you stop of talking with yourself in the opposite way, but it seemed like it's just your, side back." As Izuku said, alright." As after that, Aizawa said, "Don't worry, you can speak normally with me. I can erase you, As Izuku said, "Yeah, Dad." As Eraser has said, "So, are you ready for the exams after 2 other weeks?" As Izuku said, "Yeah, I'm ready. I'm training myself in the forest for some time, and I'll start getting used to my quirk, a little bit more. I even touched a couple of animals just to, maybe they will gonna help me." As Aizawa said, "Good. Just to let you know, I'm not gonna, pull any strings for you inside you, You will gonna get in your own power. I will not gonna help you in any way. Even if you will gonna fail the exam, I will not gonna help you to get in. This will be your fault if you failed the exam, and I will not gonna even try to get you in, understand?" As Izuku said, Of course, Dad. I know that you will not gonna do that." As Aizawa said, "Well, just make sure to rest for the rest of the 2 weeks and maybe train a little bit on your mind. After all, not every fight cannot be won by only using your muscles." As Izuku said, "Alright, Dad. But for now," as Izuku stand up and take the food and put it on the table and said, "Voila, enjoy the food." As Aizawa just seeing how the food is looking so delicious on the table and said, "Were you teaching yourself how to cook or something like that?" As Izuku said, "Well, when you go out in the work, I really have a lots of, spare time, so sometimes I just teach myself how to, cook things." As Aizawa said, "Interesting." As he taken a bite, and after that he said, "Well, I have to admit, this thing really tastes delicious." As Izuku said, "Hope you enjoy it." As Izuku started eating, and in the end he go back into his room to sleep. As after that, after a couple of 2 other weeks, Izuku finally standing in front of UA and said, "Alright, Izuku, this is your chance to prove that you can be a hero, to prove that you are the greatest hero, that you can be someone that's able to save people. No, I cannot save anyone. I'm just gonna fail this exam, and my father will gonna kick me out of the house into the street. I'm sure of it. But stop talking with yourself like an idiot." "I'm not gonna stop." As after that, Izuku said inside his mind, alright, just stop talking with yourself in a loud voice." As after that, immediately Izuku hearing a sound from behind saying, "Deku!" As after that, Izuku looking back and seeing Bakugo. As Izuku said, "Bakugo, is that you?" "No, that's not you. I know Kachan very well, as after that Bug said, "What the frick are you doing in front of you, eh? This is a place for only heroes and no villains like you should be allowed in. Do you understand me, Deku?" As Izuku just looking back on Baku, and he was about to talk, but he immediately put his hand on his mouth, knowing that if he talked, he will gonna just say an opposite things of himself. As Baku said, "What's wrong? Did the cat eat your tongue or something like that? You little idiot!" As after that, Izuku just take a deep breath and just turn around and start walking away. As Bug said, "Don't give me your back, you asshole!" As he immediately coming closer into Izuku and putting his hand on his shoulder. Immediately, Izuku getting hold of Bakugo's arm and smashing him into the concrete of the ground. As he just looking dead into Bakugo's eyes, and after that, Bakugo looking into Izuku's eyes as he only can read inside his eyes. "Don't mess with me." And after that, Izuku just leave Bakugo and start walking into the entrance exam. And Bakugo said, "What the fuck is wrong with that idiot? And when did he become so strong? Either way, I'm gonna beat him, and after that, I'm gonna show him that his place is not in UA. I need to know what the fuck is he doing here. I thought that he died." As after that, Bakugo start walking into UA while Izuku said in his mind, "Bakugo is here. Of course he will gonna be here. After all, he want to be a hero. But I also want to be a hero. I'm not gonna let him affect me. I'm not gonna let him tell me that I'm a villain. Because Dad is believe in me, and I should believe in myself as much as he believe in me. So I can't disappoint him. So let's just get this done with already." As after that, this is gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you think about this part and what do you think will gonna happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Savage was here.